Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. Welcome to the first lettering video, Sunday lettering video of 2023. So for my regulars, you know, you've shared the mixed feelings of happy and sad that 2 years of weekly hand lettering practice instructional videos has come to an end. But I really want to commit to using those hand lettering skills because I don't want to get rusty. So what I decided I was going to do was go ahead and actually film my process for filling out my horizontal spreads. Those were the Thursday videos last year. So what I do is, this is last year's spread. This is 2022. So you could probably tell because the date is off by 1 day. This says it's Monday the 3rd, but Monday is actually the 2nd. But that's okay, since this isn't actually time sensitive. I'm excited to just flip to the week each week when I prep to film this video and just see what inspires me. So I think forest, winter forest when I see this, but definitely forest. So that is going to be my word. I pulled a bunch of different pens in the different shades of pink and some of the different minty cool shades of green, and these are what we're going to use because they match the stickers. So first thing I'm going to do is start with this super fat pen. It is a Zig Fude. You never saw me use these for my lettering practice over the last 2 years because they're really huge. They're equivalent to the fat end of a calligraph. So first thing I'm gonna do, and I have not warmed up, so I don't know, we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna write the word forest here because that is going to be my keyword that ties all the quotes together. And I am a bit zoomed in, but I figure you're going to want to see my lettering for sure. So let's start with forest. So I need at least, since this is such a fat pen, normally I would use 2 lines together for a normal size pen, but since this is a fat one, I need to use 4 lines together. So I'm just going to pick about the middle 4 lines so that I miss, for the most part, actually, since this bottom line hits this sticker, I'm going to move up 1, so I'll use these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so knowing that's where I'm going to be, let's get started on this. There we go. So forest, that's our keyword. Love that super dark green. So I might need this pen again, but I'm not absolutely sure. All right, so coming over here to Monday, I don't have a box here, so I'm kind of wanting to do a quote where I don't know who the author is. So you'll see me reaching off camera because I have 7 tabs open. I pre-selected my quotes. What I did was do a search for inspirational quotes, forest. And then I just kind of looked through, and I like to click on images because those tend to, I can see what the quote is without having to go through a bunch of different links to get there. And those tend to be shorter quotes that I can fit in this space because I need to use 2 lines together, like I said. So I am starting with, I have 3 pink pens and 3 green pens, and since this one is mostly green, I'm going to use pink. I don't know if I said that already or not. Bear with me, this is my first time filming this process. So this is the calligraph from Archer and Olive in magenta, it says. So we're going to use the small end of this, and the first quote I'm going to go with is grow through what you go through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. So if we do 2 words per line, grow through what you go through. All right, since we have some descenders, I don't want to get down into Tuesday, so I'm going to start right up here under Monday using 2 lines together, just imagining that the center line is my dotted line from our practice from last year. So let's give this a try. And already I'm trying to remember how I do my capital G's. So when I do practice like this. I keep last year's letters handy. I had looked the F up ahead of time, but I'm drawing a blank on the G. There we go. Okay, so my big G is just basically a little G, but with a curly Q. So let's give this a shot. And since it is a capital G, I need lots and lots of space again because it's a descender. So here we go, using these two as my main lines. Grow through is what we're gonna write. And then through should be easy, it's all lowercase now. Make sure I spelled everything right. Okay, now we're gonna try to fit what U. So I think those are both slightly smaller words. I think I can fit them in between these two descenders. So let's try that. No problemo. And then last but not least is go through. So I've got some ascenders after the word go in the word through. Let's see, TH, and then the end H. So as long as I can get my TH of the word through before this or after this, I think if I go after, it's gonna come out pretty far. So let's, just for balance, let's start our second go, or our word go, out even with this G. So it looks a little bit more balanced. So we'll go grow through what you go. And then we'll go ahead and fit, hopefully the non-ascenders will end up, they should end up under that U. There we go, first quote done. And not too rusty yet. Grow through what you go through, I love it. All right, next up, I have a box here, so I want to write who the famous person is who said this quote, because so I picked one where I knew. It says, "Time spent amongst trees is never wasted time," and it's by Katrina Mayer. So since I have red right there, I think I want to go with green here. So we'll just pick one of these greens. This one's a little bit more of a dark teal color to pick up the colors that are in the snow. So time spent amongst trees is never wasted time. So I think we want to try to divide it into 3 lines again because that fit pretty well. So what I'm going to do is just start over here again with the first few words and just see how far that takes me, and we'll divide the rest up from there. So let's see, how did I do the capitals? I'm still pretty rusty on because we don't practice those near as much. We practice them one time and then that's it. We never go back to them again. So here we go. Here was my new T. I remember this now. I kind of did a little bit of an arc. All right, so let's do that. Time spent. Okay, obviously I'm not going to be able to fit amongst here, so we need to come on down. And I think I'm going to be kind of tight on space because I think amongst trees is about the most I'm going to be able to fit on that line. So let's just go ahead and get started. But I am going to start, so the unevenness here, I'm going to flip that on its head and come out all the way over on this one, just to kind of, since I can't really justify the ends, I don't really want this end to be super lined up and straight, knowing that this end is not going to be super lined up and straight, and it'll look awkward if one side is and the other side isn't, to me. So let's do amongst. Okay, and then I can bring, the next word is trees. Obviously I want to put a little bit extra wide gap there so that my T can fit over here. So I want to try to fit trees is here before I get over into that. Okay, so then all I have left is never wasted time. And I think we're going to need most of that space. There are no ascenders in the word never, so I don't have to worry about hitting that G, entangling with that G. So let's go ahead and start. Let's see, never. So this word has 4 letters. Never has 5 letters, so it's probably gonna come about here. Never. I think I'm gonna run out of space. So before I start, I think to myself, the end of the quote is never wasted time. If I can't fit that last word time in there, does the quote still sound okay? Time spent among trees is never wasted. It will. So I'm not going to stress too much. If I run out of space for that last word time, I'll be okay because I'm pretty sure I'm going to. And yes, that changes the quote a tiny bit, but hopefully Katrina will forgive us. So I'm going to start closer to where the T starts to again bring that balance. We might fit the word time in there. We'll try. Let's start this one pretty close. So wasted. I have a T and a D, but since I have no descenders down here, I am wide open. This is gonna work. No entanglements to worry about. Yes, let's do it. We can fit time in there. There we go. All right, 2 quotes down. Let's go ahead and put that piece of information in. So I'm just gonna grab, not a brush lettering pen, this is just a tool, colored green pen, and we're gonna put Katrina Mayer in there. I'm just gonna print it. And in this case, I can very faintly, it's probably not showing up on camera, but I can very faintly see the lines through that sticker. So that helped me out with spacing there as well. All right, next up, I don't have a box here, so anonymous quote is kind of what I was looking for. And I'm just thinking to myself, I really want to put a little period here. Okay, so for this one, there's pink and there's green, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a pink pen that I haven't used yet. I happen to have a Le Pen Flex. Oh, I didn't mention, this one was the Pentel Touch Brush Slime Pen. So I will link these all in the description box. Amazon affiliate links where I can, just like I used to do in my other Sunday videos. But this is the Le Pen Flex from Marvy, it looks like. Okay, so this one I have, I am at home among the trees. So this one, let's see. I doesn't take up much space. Trees doesn't have any descenders. The trees, that's the last couple of words, so we can go wherever we want. I think I am at home among the trees will be our how we break things up into 3 lines. And in coming weeks, I will get into other things that we can do to emphasize certain words. But for now, let's just hand letter. So I need a capital I am at. So again, not using the very top row, not using the very bottom row. We're gonna start here. And I believe my I, let's see here. Let's go ahead and look up the I. There was J. Here we go, I. That's what I thought. That's what I remembered my eye looking like. Okay, so I am at. That's gonna be pretty short. I know home among are 2 relatively long words. They're gonna stick out further. So let's kind of start further in with the I am home for balance, or I am at. Pretty short. Next is home among. We have no descenders to worry about, so it's more about guessing how much space that's gonna need. And they're both, like I said, pretty, relatively speaking, much longer, more letters than here. So I'm gonna start pretty close to this sticker. We need home among. Home among. Okay, so it's not exactly even, but that's okay. Couple choices. So the last thing is the trees. This is the only descender we have to worry about. The end of the word trees, the last 4 of the 5 letters are not ascenders, so we should be okay as long as we don't start the T in trees, like right there. So I think for balance, I want to go ahead and start further over even with this I, and I think we can fit the and then the T in trees before we get to there. So here we've got gray and we've got red, so absolutely a green pen. This is the Vice Brand Ultra Color in a nice green color. I have a box, so I want to try to use a quote there where I know who the famous person is. So for that one I have, I love the forest, period. It is the place where you hear yourself better, and that is by Fahadi Fasil. I am probably butchering that pronunciation, but that is a long quote. Relatively speaking, it's a lot of words. So I'm just gonna start clear over. We're gonna again just break it up into 3 rows as best we can. We're gonna start clear over and just see how much we can fit. So again, this is a capital I. Both sentences start with a capital I, which we just did, so we're good there. So let's just go ahead and get started. Period is how the quote goes, and then it is the place where you hear yourself better. So I have to decide, do I want to squeeze the it in here, or do I want to start the second sentence down here? And I think I've got so much still left to fit, I really need to just take advantage of this space, so I'm going to go ahead and write it right here. And I think honestly on this one, we just need to keep squeezing as much in as we can and hope for the best when we get to this. I can try to plan it out, but I think, let's see, is the place. So hopefully that latter half of place ends up under this F and we'll be okay. So let's just go for it. Next we have where you. So I think where is gonna fit, but I don't think you is. Last part of the quote is you hear yourself better. Wow, I don't know if that's gonna fit. So let's go ahead and try to squeeze the word you in here. It's gonna look a little clumsy, but that's where we're at. This was a longer quote. It's a little awkward, but I really think that needed to happen. Okay, last is hear yourself better. Those are all really, really long words, especially the word yourself. So we're just gonna go for it and start clear over here again and just see where things fall. We got lucky. Your is gonna be under this P, so we'll be okay. We just gotta fit better in. As long as our 2 T's hit before this, we'll be okay. Just a tiny little entanglement there with the top of the R, but I can live with that. All right, red box, so we're gonna grab the green pen again and put that name in there. Again, I can just barely see the lines through there, so I'll use that to my advantage. My gosh, I never use these pens, so this pen is trying to die on me. I'll be right back, and we'll get to the second page. Okay, so far so good. This is actually not as rocky as I was expecting. So coming over here, I was gonna use a green pen here because so much pink, but then there's no green here either, and I don't want to use the same color pen twice in a row. So I think we're gonna go with pink here so that we can put green here, and then we can put pink here with all of this. So pink pen, this is another of the Pentel Touch brush sign pens. I have a box, so I want a quote where I know who the author is. So I have, there is always an adventure waiting in the woods. All right, there is always is a lot. I actually have a lot of really long words here. Oh, and that is by Caitlin Bolts. So let's just start, again, I'm gonna start clear over here as close as I can. We're just gonna fit in as much as we can. We'll definitely fit always in. If we can fit the little tiny word "and" in at the end, we will. Next two words are both long. Adventure, waiting. So, adventure. We might be able to get them to both fit. Let's give it a try. And this one descender is so far out that I don't want to try to guess if I'm going to hit it with anything. We're just gonna go for it. I'm also going to start all the way over because those are really long and I want to try to get them both to fit. So now we got to fit waiting. W-A-I, and then we have our ascender. W is a pretty wide letter, so I think our T is going to probably fall after the Y. We're just going to go for it and see what happens, but I think we'll be okay. Hi, Jazzy. Yes, I know you want lunch. Everybody's probably so super happy to see you this year. But you gotta let me finish, okay? So come over here. Keep going. Jazpur says hi, everyone. Go on, baby. Go on. Keep going. Keep going. Just let me get finished, okay? All right, we need to fit in the woods, which relatively speaking is a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna kind of try to tuck it in, use this as my spacer. So if I start, this end this far in, we're gonna come a little bit in like here as well. I'm not doing a very good job explaining it, but we're just gonna start in a little bit and hope that we end in a little bit as well. But it's not the end of the world if we don't. That bottom line, I needed to come over a little bit further for it to look completely balanced, but the descender on the G actually helps a little bit with that. So let's go ahead and write in who we attribute the quote to. So next quote, I want to know who we attribute it to. So I went with, between every two pines is a doorway to a new world. And that is attributed to John Muir, who is one of my husband's favorite authors. So I thought it was pretty appropriate to go with that. I have one green pen left that I haven't used yet, so we're gonna go ahead and go with this one. So this is another kind of long one like this one. There are a lot of words there, so we're gonna start over pretty far. And it's always safe to start over pretty far because if you have shorter ones, you can stair step the whole thing, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and just start over pretty far. Ooh, how do I make my B? I know how I make my B. Okay. Using my faintly triangular entrance that I developed last year. And I didn't mention this is a Le Pen Flex again. Every two pines. I think we might get every two in here. Next, pines is a doorway. Ooh, that's gonna be tight, but I think we need to fit it all in there because to a new world is not gonna be short enough to fit doorway. So we're gonna ever so subtly squish this a little bit and just see where we hit on that as we get closer to it. So pines is a doorway. Boy, that P is a little wacko, but too late now. All right, so the only ascender on doorway is the D, and obviously we've got enough space to fit that in. We might even fit the word to in there at the end. We'll find out. So keep going, buddy. Keep going. We're getting there. We're almost done, okay? I know you want lunch. It's barely 11 o'clock though, dude. He's just really happy to see all you guys, I think. All right, to a new world. I'm just gonna offset it a little bit to miss the descender on the P and see where things fall. That was a close one, dude. You almost messed mommy's writing up. Awesome. I'm telling you all, I don't usually have this good of luck getting my ascenders and descenders not to entangle themselves. So, all right, let's write John Muir up here. Since my sticker kind of comes up, I'm gonna go ahead and start way up at the top. All right, that is it for my author boxes. So the last quote I've chosen does not, is just anonymous. Let's see, so obviously I want a pink pen. I can use any pink pen I want. Let's go ahead and go with the very first one I used, so that any matching pink is further away, even though it's pretty subtle. So that was the magenta pen from Archer and Olive, the Calligraph. And the quote is, "Forests are living dreams made to get beautifully lost in." Again, another long one. So, wow. All right, and we got to go around the trees. So we're going to start, since I'm starting on the second line, I can come clear over here under the 9 on Sunday. Let's just go ahead and start and see how far we get. Forests are living dreams. We might fit living and dreams on there. I'm not sure. Dreams is a deceptively long word. The M takes up a lot of space, and that is 6 letters. I don't think it's gonna fit. I'm not gonna try it. Should I try it? Let's see. Dreams made to. Yeah, I have to, because there's no way get beautifully lost in is gonna fit down here. So let's try to fit dreams in there, and hopefully it won't be too ugly. All right, it's a little squished, but we can live with it. Made to get beautifully. Whew. All right, well, we just gotta go for it. Beautifully is gonna end up down here. So beautifully lost in might get a little squished. We'll find out. And that actually kind of evenly, almost centered. Okay, now we gotta fit beautifully lost in. So we're just gonna start over here as close to the sticker as I can and hope for the best. All right, lost in, we gotta fit. We can do it, we can do this. Yay, oh my gosh, that worked out so well. All right, let's put it on the disc. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what I'm doing over here on my monitor. There we go. Let's put it back in my planner. 1 week down. All right, there we go. Oh my gosh, that is so, so gorgeous. So if I need to this week, if I'm having a rough patch, I can come. I am going to add this into my Franken planner. So I used to keep 3 months, and that just turned out to be a little bit too much. So I'm going to keep the month I'm currently working in my Franken planner. So check out that video. Let's see, my January move-in video should be out early next week, and you'll be able to see my full setup. So, but anyway, there we go. There is our first week of hand lettering inspirational quotes, a little insight into my process. And here's a little preview of what we'll do next week. Oh, we're going to have to do crystal or quartz, or feel free to suggest inspiring words for this one. Space or galaxy or stars. I don't know. I got little robots on here too, so that'll be an interesting one. Anyway, I'm not sure what the theme was, the challenge theme was for that one, because I got a little bit of everything in there. So anyway, there we go. I hope you like this video. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, dropping me a smiley face or a kind word. Let me know what this spread says to you for next week's theme. And all those interactions with my YouTube videos really are a great way to quickly and easily support me and help me grow my channel. Thank you.